Hammers, Dan Walters and Don Parkin replacing that Lycoming L7 engine into the 711. Right around 2,650 horsepower. Likewise for the Budweiser, same type of engine as Jim Crofeld heads out after winning Heat 1A. Ron Snyder after 1B heading right back out. We talked with him a minute ago about the accident in Evansville, Indiana.
Ron, you've had enough time now to think about it. Evansville, that's a number of weeks ago, the accident. Do you still have, or have you yet come up with any idea of what happened?
Well, you know, I used your film and I took and analyzed that thing, then I slowed it down frame by frame. And really, the only way anybody could ever see what really happened if we had a helicopter shot. Other than that, there was just too much water. All I know is I fell in a hole, and for the first time, this lady out here, the boat I was driving, just wouldn't come out of it and pitched me instead. So that's all I can tell you what happened.
Well, you got 400 points today. Keep up the good show.
Well, we're going to try. You know, it's awful sticky water out here. The humidity's high. First time we've ever raced here in August. I think I kind of like it in June when it was cool up here.
3 boats in E2A. The Budweiser, the Holson Miss Madison, the U-22. I don't see the Budweiser. There's the Miss Madison. Here's the U-22. There's the Budweiser on the other end of the course. Evidently, Crofeld spun out, setting up for the start of this heat. In the meantime, here comes Snyder. In lane number 2, behind the rooster tail, is the U-22. What a race this is going to be. There is some question as to whether or not the Budweiser was on a plane at the 1-minute gun. We'll get word on that later, but you can see almost a straightaway lead for Ron Snyder and Todd Yarling as they go into the first turn. The Holson Miss Madison in first place. Second place is the U-22 with Todd Yarling, and here comes the Budweiser with Jim Crofeld giving chase. This is almost like handicapping. We've got the Holson Miss Madison in first place going past the exit buoy, now down the back straightaway. Ron Snyder with a healthy lead. In second place, Todd Yarling in the U-22. Both of them trying to run away from the Budweiser. Ron Brown, the crew chief of the Budweiser, wondering what happened out there as Crofeld was getting ready for the start. It could have been a cakewalk, but something obviously happened, and now Crofeld has his hands full. We'll wait and get word to see if he indeed was on a plane at the 1-minute gun. The boat has to be, or it will be disqualified. In the meantime, there is the second place boat, Yarling out of Hanover, Indiana, and Ron Snyder out of Piqua, Ohio, holding on to first place. You saw the rooster tail of the Budweiser in the background. There's the second place boat, Todd Yarling. They know they have one of the fastest boats in the world right behind them. Here's the Holson Miss Madison crew cheering on Ron Snyder. Let's see if he can hold off the Budweiser. Snyder putting everything he can into the turn. I know he wanted to race hard in this second heat. He told the crew to set it up for speed, and he is trying to hold on to the lead, run away from the pack. Let's see if he can do it as he goes down the back chute. Yarling still holding on to second place, and a bigger lead now for Snyder as he comes around the turn. He put on an incredible show down in Miami in the first race of the year, along with Jim Crofeld, a very good friend of his, in the Miss Budweiser. The Bud is cutting away at the lead, though. Here comes Crofeld around the outside, giving chase to Snyder and Todd Yarling in the Budweiser. The Bud already with 400 points, going in Heat 1A, defeating the Miller American in the 711. But right now, Snyder is in front of him. More of the Miss Madison crew trying to cheer on Ron Snyder. There's the lead, but it is getting ever so shorter now. About a half a straightaway lead for Snyder. Speeds right now, Ron going at about 111 to 115 miles per hour in the first 3 laps. Snyder still down the back chute, widening his lead over the second place boat, Todd Yarling in the U-22, and now the Budweiser on the right of the screen has moved into second place. He's on the outside of Snyder in the Holson Miss Madison. Crofeld still going down the back chute, trying to catch the man from Piqua, Ohio. Snyder knows he's there. You better believe it. He'll swing wide on the turns, forcing Crofeld to go halfway up into the beach before he can come down the straightaway. The Budweiser getting ever so close. Here comes Snyder again down the main straightaway. Still no word on whether or not the Budweiser has been disqualified in this heat. Crofeld, of course, in a national points race, trying to get past this man, trying to get 400 points to stay in the lead for national points. In third place, Todd Yarling in the U-22. More of the crew, you can hear him.
Turn that sand on.
Stand on it, they say, as Snyder's trying to hold off the Bud. But you can see the rooster tail of the Budweiser. Kropfeld coming up on the outside. Down the back should they go on this 2-mile course. Snyder, he knows that Kropfeld's on the outside. An Allison engine, a turbocharged Allison, going against the 2,650 horsepower of a turbine engine in the Budweiser. And here comes Kropfeld on the outside. Snyder on the inside, trying to swing wide. Kropfeld still on the outside. Looks like he might have the lead. Down the main straightaway. A lot of air under the Budweiser, and it looks like Kropfeld now has the lead. What a beautiful shot as these two boats come into the turn. Snyder, he's been next to the Budweiser so many times in the past few years. Kropfeld and Snyder. Todd Yarling in third place. Again, still no word on the Budweiser whether indeed it is even qualified for this race. We don't know if it was on a plane at the 1-minute gun. When we get word, we will let you know. But in the meantime, a beautiful shot. A great race between two veterans. A couple of Ohio natives right now on Onondaga Lake in Syracuse, New York. The Budweiser. Look at Kropfeld giving plenty of room for Snyder to come around. But he's got the lead. Jim Kropfeld out of Cincinnati with 14 career victories. Getting a victory here, we don't know yet. We'll have to get word. But the Budweiser and the checkered flag will meet at the finish line. And it appears physically anyway, the Budweiser got the win. Second place so far to Ron Snyder, and third place to U-22. Well, you can tell that the Budweiser crew's been informed that their boat was disqualified, making Snyder the winner of the heat. So these are the official results in 2A. The Holson Miss Madison, despite the battle with the Budweiser, gets the victory, and the U-22 is in second place. The Budweiser failing to be on a plane at the 1-minute gun prior to the start of the race.
Ronnie, congratulations, you ran a tough race. When did you know that perhaps the Budweiser was going to be disqualified?
When I was getting tired.
Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Well, you got a good start, and look at all the oil. What happened to your engine?
We lost that right before the start. I have no idea. Just loose hose up there, I guess.
Okay, about the disqualification of Budweiser, let's find out that story from Don Poyer. Don?
Jim, what happened down here when you were setting up for the start?
I don't know. I wish somebody could tell me. Then
Was the spin out, though? You hit a hole?
I guess. I have no idea, really. I don't know. It just like it did in Seattle to me. Same thing. I guess I was running too slow.
I would imagine you were too busy to look at your stopwatch to see where you were as far as the 1-minute gun, and you have to be at a plane. Any idea as far as what's developing on the whole situation?
No, I really have no idea right now. I was talking to Lauren at the time, and I really don't know how much time I had left, to tell you the truth. I know when I came down here, I came across the start line. I had almost a minute and 45 seconds or something like that. And I said, well, I'll go ahead and make another lap. But what happened after that, I don't know what happened here.
There's Pappy Cantrell, one of the great drivers of yesteryear, working on the U-15. We'll be back with more in a minute.